What is going on, everybody? Nick Alberici back here with Week 17 NFL picks and predictions. Hope everybody had a good holiday, Christmas rather. Um, and this is New Year's week, so Week 17. Usually, people remember years past, Week 17 was the last week of the season, but thankfully now there's an extra week, Week 18. I kind of like that better. But the one thing I don't like anymore is that unless there's a tie in the regular season, no team could have like a 500 record, which I don't know. I've always was a fan of that, but I like the extra week as well. But whatever. So let's get right into it. Just hope everybody had a good Christmas, and enjoyed some football. So let's start this week's games. We have tomorrow night's Jets Browns, Cleveland 7.5, over under 34.5. I'm going to take the Browns at home. Again, the Jets are just playing for nothing at this point. On paper, this game would have been a way better game at week one before the Rodgers injury, but it isn't. It's going to be this weird type of score. I'm going to say 24-12 Browns. It's just that weird scoring game. But at home, it shouldn't be a problem for them. Then we got the Lions and the Cowboys on Saturday night. It's a Saturday night game, ESPN type deal. Dallas is 6, over under 53.5. I saw this trend that all the games on Monday Night Football, it's Saturday night, but it's Monday Night Football, ESPN, that the last since week, I forget what it is. It's been like 6 or 7 weeks now, that the underdog has won. But I don't see it happening here. Dallas is just unbeaten at home. I think it's going to remain that way for the rest of the year because they're probably not going to get a playoff game. So at home, a playoff game at home, they're going to get one on the road. So I think they end it with a clean slate at home, undefeated. I feel like they beat the Lions here 38-24. Yeah. And on a Sunday, New Year's Eve day, football, red zone, whatever you want to call it, day games. Patriots at Bills. I don't know why this is glitching. There you go. The Bills are 13, over under 40.5. I love the Bills here at home. I feel like this is a game that, the Patriots D could maybe keep them in this a little bit. But I don't see them being in it for long. I think the Bills win this game 31-17. It could be a little bit of a Bills stinker before half. Like it could be like, 12-6 Buffalo and they just pull away in the second half. I could see that being the case. But the Bills right now, to me, they prove a lot of people that they could turn it around. And they're gonna do that. They're gonna make the playoffs and still have a shot to win this division if Miami loses to Baltimore this week. But we'll see. Then we got Falcons and Bears. The Bears are 3 at home, over under 37.5. I like the Bears here. Atlanta outdoors, I'm not a big fan of. I think Justin Fields is going to be able to run all over them. And DJ Moore should have a decent game. I'll take the Bears 20-17, 3-point win. I feel like I'm being kind of generous giving the Falcons 17 points outdoors because they're not an outdoor team. I think they're the worst outdoor team in football, to be honest with you. Next game we got the Raiders at the Colts. Indy's 3.5, over under 43.5. This is a tough game to choose. It really is because the Raiders actually, are playing well under the new head coach. But 3.5 Indy at home. It's really a hard game to choose. I was leaning Raiders earlier in the week, and now I'm going to switch to the Colts because I just don't see the Raiders going on the road 2 weeks in a row and win. Who knows about Josh Jacobs' status? Aiden O'Connell only had like 60-something yards passing the other day. I'm just going to go with the Colts. I originally had the Raiders before this video. But earlier this week, Monday, Tuesday, after the game with Kansas after they beat KC, I was like, oh, Raiders. But now I'm like, I'm going to take the Colts. It's going to be a close-ass game, though. 23-21 Colts. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if this game went into overtime somehow and was 24-21. But 23-21, it should be an all right game, though. It should be an entertaining game. Next, you got the Rams at the Giants. The Rams are 4.5. Over-under is 44.5. It seems like that line's a little bit low, but I mean, they are on the road. They are across country. But give me the Rams here. The Rams should win this game 27-14. Tyrod Taylor's getting the start. They did hang in there against the Eagles, which I'm not surprised because the Eagles haven't blown an opponent out yet this year. But it should be an entertaining game. I mean, Stafford, the Cup, it should still be an entertaining game. But give me the Rams. And then we got the Eagles home against the Cardinals. Phillies 10.5. Over is 48.5. Eagles should win this game. I'm still waiting for them to win that 17-point game, like they should, as people say around here. That they act like they're the greatest, so they should blow this team out. But Arizona, they've been competitive this year. Really, I know they're 3-12, yes. But they've been playing up bad. Like they won in Pittsburgh, they beat Dallas. They played well against San Fran, I think, for a half. I think the Eagles win this game 30-20. I feel Arizona's just going to keep it close. Kyler Murray's going to be able to run. Eagles win by 10 though. Saints Buccaneers. Tampa is 2.5 at home. Over is 42.5. I got the Buccaneers here. I think if the Buccaneers win this game, they win this division. Because Atlanta's probably going to lose. And, so would be quite a surprise to everybody. But I'm happy for Baker. The guy, he gets all the shit talk, just like Kirk. They both get hated on, but you know what? They're both good guys, and obviously Kirk's a better player, but Baker's not too bad of a player. So I think Tampa wins this game here at home, 26-21. Next game is my lock of the week. 49ers at the Commanders. 49ers are 13. Over-under is 49.5. Baltimore just outplayed them every phase last week, and hey, that's going to happen. Especially Ravens are the AFC. They're right now the best defense in the NFL and AFC, and they're the best team in the AFC. So it's not really embarrassing for San Francisco because the Ravens and me are going to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC. So that's why they're going to bounce back here, get a healthy game. And I feel like they're just going to blow out Washington. I think it's going to be like a 37-20 type of game. You know what I mean? It's not only a 17-point win, but I feel like they're going to be in command all game. If it's raining, McCaffrey and Debo, because it says on here a little bit of chance of rain, McCaffrey and Debo are going to have wild games, and both of those guys are against me in my one fantasy Super Bowl, or in my lone fantasy Super Bowl I'm in left. But, if the Niners, win and it's not pretty, there are some questions to be answered, but I feel like they should win this game soundly. Next, we got the Panthers and the Jags in Jacksonville. Jacksonville 6.5 over under 37.5. I don't think Lawrence is playing, and if he does, he's gonna play like shit. But CJ Beathard's gonna start. I still think the Jags will win because the Panthers are that's bad. They did play well last week, but if this game was in Carolina, maybe it would turn some heads a little bit. I do think it's gonna be a one-score game. I think it's gonna be a 23-17 Jaguars win. I feel like there's gonna make that one extra play on either side of the ball because they have the better offense and the better defense. But I'll take the Jags. Then we got probably the game of the week, I guess. Dolphins at Ravens. Baltimore is 3.5. Over is 47.5. Give me Baltimore at home. Miami. They beat Dallas last week. It was only by a field goal, but I just don't think they're going to be able to do much against this Ravens defense, to be honest with you. Will it be a high-scoring game? It could be, but I just don't see the Ravens putting up as many points as people think. Or Dolphins putting up as many points as people think. I think the Ravens, it's a one-score game. I think it's going to be 28-24 Baltimore. people are saying, oh, this game could be, 38-35, but, I don't really see it. You know what I mean? Last time when they played, it was warmer out. It was like in September last year, week 2. Now this is New Year's Eve day, 45 degrees, Miami up from the cold, from the warmth. You know what I mean? So you got to look at those factors a little bit. And so that's why I got the Ravens here, but very going to be the game of the week. Last 1 o'clock game, we have Titans-Texans. Houston is 5, over-under 43.5. Stroud's going to play, I assume. They said he was. But even if he wasn't, I would take Houston here. Tennessee's they're just done for. And I'll take Houston by a score of 24-16. Yeah. And then we got Steelers, Seahawks, and Seattle. Seattle's 3.5, over-under 41.5. I got the Seahawks here. If this game was in Pitt, I would take Pitt. But Seattle's home. I think this is a squeaker of the week type of game, though. I feel like, Mason Rudolph's hot right now. And, I know he's playing in a tough environment, but, I think they'll be able to maybe do certain things because Seattle's very beatable. You know what I mean? But I think Seattle wins this game 27-23. I think it's going to be a 4.1 score game. I feel like Seattle's going to be able to just, take control late. Maybe even like a 10 unanswered points to win this game, like 23-17 Pitt in the fourth quarter, and Seattle just, you know what? From my standpoint, if Avina lose Hawkinson and shit like that, I want Seattle to lose this game badly. But I actually hope they win because I'll get into the Vikings in like 2 minutes, but yeah, I hope we don't make the playoffs at this point. So, Chargers, Broncos, Denver is 3.5, over-under 37.5. Russell Wilson's benched now. I don't know how Stidham's going to do. God. If Wilson's playing, I'm taking Denver, no doubt. I just don't know how Stidham's going to do. So I'm just going to take the underdog here. I got to take an upset. I'm going to take the Chargers. Easton Stick didn't look too bad last week. The Chargers defense looked sound. Stidham, I'm not a fan of. They're Benson Wilson because of financial issues, which is weird, but you're in a playoff race here, Benson guys, whatever. I don't know. I don't trust Stidham, so I'm going to take the Chargers here. 17-16, 1 point win. It's going to be a low scoring 1 point win for the Chargers. But obviously, Denver on paper should win this game, but you got to take the upsets. And I feel like, the Chargers here, maybe they could squeak one out. That coach, he's better than what they had. And he's only an interim head coach, but he's better than what they had. Then we got Bengals, Chiefs. KC 7, over-under 44.5. Man, this game would have been a New Year's Eve special if Burrow was here, but KC should win this game. They should fucking win this game. They haven't looked good in weeks, but they should win this game. If they don't win this game, there's problems. If they win this game, I believe they clinch the division. They should win this game, and they should win this game 27-20. I only see it being a 7-point win, like it says on here. Although some people might say, it could be a 14-point win. But I only see it being a 7-point win. Mahomes against Brownings. Think about that. So, and the Bengals didn't look well at all last week. They looked like shit. Then, New Year's Eve night, last game of the week. Packers at Vikings. Vikings are 2, over-under 46.5. New Year's, nothing better than this. It's been better if we had Kirk in the gang, but New Year's Eve night, coming earlier in this year, when this game was announced, this is the most exciting game I was excited for the year. New Year's Eve, like shit. The whole world will be watching, just thinking people are at parties or at bars. It's going to be on. I'll just be home in my house chilling, watching this year. Have a couple people over. Just, a good chill time. I don't know who's going to start for us yet. I'm going to lean towards Jaron Hall right now, the rookie from BYU, because Nick Mullins has been a turnover machine. We win that game last week with Kirk Cousins. That's a common theme at this point, but Cousins right now, we're a 12-win team. But certain people can't understand around here that, we have our injuries. So if we end this year 8-9, it's because of injuries and losing Hawkinson. Everybody think of Jefferson, Addison's banged up. everybody you could think of this year we've lost especially on the offensive side of the ball. It reminds me a little bit of 2020 when everybody was hurt on the defensive side of the ball. That's what cost us. But Green Bay's without Jaire Alexander. He violated team rules or something, and he's suspended. It's probably an excuse he doesn't want to face our receivers. He's scared of JJ, but even though last year he got JJ will get him back. So that's wait till next year. But the Vikings should win this game. I keep saying they should, but they should every week, and they lose. But I mean, what the fuck? I mean, you're 7-8, you're 2-5 at home. Green Bay is overrated. Everybody acts like they're so good, but their defense is an absolute mess right now. Another one-score finish for the Vikings, New Year's Eve. And the Vikings should win this game yet again, 24-16, like I predicted Houston and Tennessee. It should be like a 24-16, 27-19 type of game like that. 7-point win. I feel like if Hall plays, Jaron Hall is going to look all right in this offense. He scrambles. He's quick. Nobody knows much about him, but it's going to make a case and scenario for next year to be the backup. Resign Cousins, Hall the backup, and you draft the quarterback in the first round and have him learn under Kirk. So, yeah, so that's it. Obviously, no Monday night game because it's Saturday night. You have the college bowl games on New Year's Day all day. So that's it. So that is Week 17 NFL picks and predictions. I hope everybody enjoys the week. Just enjoy New Year's. Enjoy football. There's nothing better than New Year's, football, either New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, any holiday, really. In my opinion, I think Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all those holidays are boring without football. Just like Easter, we had the COVID pandemic that year. There was no baseball on that day. It was a boring day. So thank God for that. But, all right, guys. I'll be back here next week with Week 18, last regular season week of the season. So, all right, guys. See you next week. Happy New Year. And as always, Skol Vikes. All right, guys.